Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. Every week, I try to bring you insights, strategies, and encouragement to help you grow your VA business with confidence, clarity, and consistency. Today, we're talking about something I think every VA needs to do, but a lot of you skip right over, and that's market research. Today's quote is from Peter Drucker. The aim of marketing is to know and understand the customer so well that the product or service fits them and sells itself. Sounds good, right? Getting to know your customers and what they need, and more importantly, what they're going to spend money on, is the key to a successful VA business, full of clients who value you and who you love to work with. Let's go. Market research. Target market. I know, before you zone out and think, blah, 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 Tracy, this sounds so boring. I want you to hear me out. Market research isn't just for big companies with big budgets and focus groups. I don't even really understand focus groups, but anyway, it's one of the smartest and most confidence-building steps that you can take as a VA business owner. Because when you really understand who your target market is, what they care about, what they struggle with, and what they will happily pay for, you stop guessing. You stop throwing out random offers and just kind of hoping something sticks. Instead, you're going to build a business that actually fits your people. Let's get into what market research really is, how to do it fairly simply. It's not challenging, it's not hard, and how it helps you find your target market as a virtual assistant. Let's start with the why. Why do we struggle to get clients? When you first start out as a VA, it's really easy to fall into the trap of I'll help anybody who needs admin support trap, right? You just want clients, any clients, and you think that being open to everybody is going to be helpful. We think anyone who needs something that we can do is a good client in the beginning, and that's the only thing we can focus on. I just need one client. If I just had one client. But here's the truth. Trying to serve everyone makes it so much harder to attract anyone. Your message is really, really diluted. And market research helps you narrow down who you actually want to work with and who wants to work with you. These are two really important things to know and to decide in your VA business. It's not about excluding people. It's not about turning someone down who you're talking to who says, "Can you help me?" It's about marketing. Market research and target market both have the word market in them for a reason. They are both about marketing. It's about getting clear on where your skills, your experience, and your interests line up with someone's specific needs. And listen to this, where money is being spent to solve those needs. It's so important. You're looking for clients who will pay. And when you do this well, you will stop feeling desperate for clients. You're going to start showing up confidently in the right places because you know who you're talking to and you know how you can help them. And that's the mindset shift. We talked a lot about mindset in the last month. You're not begging for work or pounding the pavement for hours a day looking for anyone just to say yes. You're actually solving problems for a really clear and defined group of people who value your help and who will pay for it. So what does market research look like in a VA business? It's really just gathering information about your potential clients. It's learning about what they do, what they struggle with, what their goals are, and what kind of support they need to reach those goals. You can do this in a few different ways. Now, I'm going to tell you a bunch of ways you can do it, and then I'm going to talk about the one that I know works best. Number one is conversations. Talk to people. Reach out to business owners in industries you're curious about or that you have some knowledge in. Ask them about their day-to-day, what tasks they love or hate, or how they currently get help. Number two is online research. Look in Facebook groups, LinkedIn, even Reddit threads, or industry-specific forums or groups. Pay attention to what people are asking for, what they complain about, and what they seem to need help with. Surveys. Create a short survey with 5 to 7 questions. Send it to your network or post it in relevant groups. You want to keep this simple. You're just looking for patterns and pain points. Another one is job boards or VA platforms. Read through job postings, even if you're not applying to them, but notice what types of help people are hiring for, how they describe their needs, and what rates they offer. Of course, these are the ones that are relevant to the services that you offer, right? Don't just say, I have to offer social media because that's what people are posting out. These, when you're doing your research, it has to be relevant to the services that you offer. And then, of course, your own network. Think about people that you already know. Do you have contacts in real estate or wellness or coaching or trades or creative fields? These connections can help you learn what their market values. The key is to gather the right information, not guess at it. And the way to do that is to ask the right people. You're looking for things like themes, repeated frustrations, goals, or desired outcomes that your clients have that you can support them with using your VA skills. So let's break all of this down into 3 stages to make it easy to follow. Stage 1 is exploration. This is where you brainstorm industries or types of businesses that interest you. If you have general admin skills, you can probably help a lot of different people, right? A lot of different industries. So why not pick one that you're really going to enjoy working with? Ask yourself, what kinds of businesses do I already understand or have interest in? What industries excite me or feel aligned with my values? And what about who could genuinely benefit from what I already know how to do? So, for example, if you've worked in, say, health and wellness before, or if you've supported a coach before, or you just love working with creative people, write down those people, those industries as your potential audiences. And then step 2 is investigation. You have to start learning about them. Find out what challenges are common in their industry. What kinds of support tasks do they need? What's missing from the help that they already have or have available to them? And are they hiring VAs? If so, for what roles, and what is the budget that they're spending on virtual assistants? The goal here is to understand the demand. Are people in that market actively looking for help like yours? That's what you need to figure out. And the third step is validation. And this is where you test your findings. You might talk to a few people in the industry who confirm what you have learned through your research. You might try a small project or retainer package to see if there's a good fit. Or you might adjust your messaging or your creative packages based on the feedback that you get. That's how you sort of hone it all, right? And validation is where you make sure that your idea is grounded in reality. This is something that people pay for, right? It's not just a hunch. You're not just guessing at it. You're actually using data and saying this is important. And once you've started to do that digging, you're going to notice those patterns. Maybe you'll see that wellness coaches keep mentioning how much time they spend on scheduling clients or rescheduling them, as the case may be, or maybe posting on social media, or real estate agents talking about losing leads because they can't keep up with follow-up emails because they're always on the road, or online course creators saying that they need help managing students and probably materials, right? They tell you what their problems are. They tell you the problems that exist. And they tell you what solutions are needed too. You just have to listen for it. And they tell you where people are already spending money or would willingly spend money to fix the problem. Those patterns are your gold. That's how you find your target market. Your target market is not a random niche you pick out of thin air. It's a group of people who already need and value exactly the services or support that you offer. And when you understand them, you can create packages and messaging that make them think, this VA totally gets me. This is who I need to work with. And that's what leads to great clients. And great clients lead to great income on a consistent basis. Next, let's talk about confidence, because you know it's one of my favorite topics as the confidence coach for virtual assistants. When you don't know who your audience is, you're going to second guess everything, or whatever you post simply is not going to work for you. But if you're second guessing yourself, you might wonder what to post. You might not know how to price your services. You might even wonder whether you're doing the right things every single day. If you don't know these things, you have work to do. You have research work to do. Because once you've done the research and you understand the market, you're going to get clarity. You get so clear in who you help that doing your actual marketing becomes really simple and easy. And when you come across as a confident VA, it's because you know who to help and you know why it's important to them. And your clients will see that. You're able then to speak directly to your ideal clients in your marketing, in all of your copy. You'll be able to choose services and packages that solve their real problems, and you'll be able to set pricing that reflects the value that you bring to their business. You're going to stop saying, I don't know where to find clients, because you'll know exactly where your people hang out and you're going to know how to connect with them. It's really empowering. And it's something every confident VA does, whether they realize it or not. And if in the last month you've said, I don't know where to find clients, you need to do market research. Just as plain as simple as that. If you're listening and thinking, okay, Tracy, I hear what you're saying, but where do I start? Here's where you start. Pick 3 industries or audiences that you're curious about. They could be areas where you already have experience or ones you just have an interest in. Start gathering data for one of them this week. Look up some groups, browse the job postings, or reach out to somebody for one of those 10-minute chats I always talk about. Or create a simple spreadsheet or notebook to track what you find. Write down what people struggle with, what kind of help they want, and what they're willing to pay for. And then compare. Which group seems to be most aligned with your skills, your values, and your income goals? That is your starting point for your target market. You don't have to get it perfect right away. Like any research, it's a process. You'll refine it as you grow, and that's totally normal. I suggest starting with one single market at a time and really giving it your all for 1 week, because that's when you'll be able to see whether somebody's viable or whether you don't, you're stuck on whether you can get this done, or they'll give you the answers that you need to make that decision. But if you start with 3 different markets that might be of interest to you, you can move on to another one really quickly. Or you can continue with the one that is your number 1, right? Let's circle back to today's quote. The aim of marketing is to know and understand the customer so well that the product or service fits them and sells itself. This is exactly what market research helps you do, but only if you do all the steps and you take it past that surface level. Now, I told you I'd give you some ideas on how to do market research, and I also told you that I would share what I think is the best method. So here we go. You can spend hours scrolling through Facebook groups or sending out surveys, but nothing replaces real conversations. Talking directly with people in your potential market is where the gold is. That's where you discover what they truly struggle with, how they describe their challenges, and what kind of help they are actually willing to invest their money in. And like I said off the top, most VAs shy away from that step. They worry about bothering people or not knowing what to say, but the VAs who build real confidence and real businesses are the ones who actually have those conversations every single day. So if you're ready to get past the hesitation and learn how to connect with your target market in a way that feels natural and comfortable, I can help you with that. It's actually one of my favorite things to work on with my private coaching clients, even though it's hard. It can be hard. Helping you make real market research connections so you can identify your target market, your audience, your value with confidence and clarity. So if that's something that you know you need, let's talk about it. You can connect with me at yourvamentor.com/links, and let's talk about where you are right now and what you need to do to move forward. Because once you understand your target market on that personal level, everything about your business begins to click. Your pricing, your messaging, your confidence, and of course, your results. You get clients. You get great clients. So don't be shy to reach out for a chat. I'm here to help. It's the only reason I'm here at all, to help you become a ridiculously good virtual assistant. But that is all I've got for you this week. I'll see you next time.